लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, मैं हूं परम शिवन। संगीत दर्पण के स्टूअर पे एक बार फिर एक और आर्टिस्ट से आपसे मुखातिब कराते हैं और आज है द Fiji's very best, Charles Wakeham. Charles, how are you and welcome to Sangeet Darpan.
Thank you, Param, and viewers on Facebook.
And on social media.
Yep, on social media. It's an honor to be interviewed by you, Param, and thank you once again for the opportunity.
Charles, the first question is, tell us about yourself. Who is Charles, or Charlie as you're known around here, or Charles Wakeham?
Charles Wakeham, I've performed in Fiji all my life. I've performed in New Zealand, Australia, for many years, and I started my stage career at the age of 12.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was 12 years old, grade 8.
So you started off as doing
just mimicry.
Mimicry.
Yeah, doing voices, which I call vocal vision.
Vocal vision, yes.
And there are very few people in Fiji that do vocal vision, and I was very fortunate to be one of the first, I would say, that took it to a different level.
A different level.
And I thank God for the talent that has allowed me to come this far.
And you've travelled around Fiji, na? With the level?
Yeah, I've travelled in all centres of Fiji, performed in different towns. And
I still remember those days where the theatres were packed when you used to come and do your entries.
Yeah, we.
Do you miss those?
I miss those days because those were the good days.
The good days.
Shows were very different in those days. People had more time. For entertainment in Fiji, there was no TV.
Yeah.
So people would look out for live shows, and that market has changed now. People have become very busy. There's so much happening in the world. So
for the past 10 or 15 years, you have been very busy making this Go advertising company work, and it's successful now?
Yeah, we've been really busy in the outdoor section with billboards, and not only in Fiji but in the Pacific Islands as well.
Wow! So expanded out of Fiji as well.
Yeah, Samoa and Vanuatu. So there's been a lot of traveling, a lot of building in the past years. So it's certainly been a good journey so far.
God has been great.
But yeah, God has been very great. Thank God for the guidance and bringing me this far, and the company, the entire Go team. But the fact is that my career kicked off from the stage, and the talent, the mimicry has brought me, through my working career, and everything that I do today, there is a connection with.
If I'm not mistaken, you are from a very poor background, family background, or
not really. Not really. As in very very poor. We were okay. We
reasonable.
Yeah, we were.
But you've worked hard.
Yeah, I would say that I worked for myself. Although my father, he still has his own business. I didn't want to be part of his business. I wanted to do my own stuff. What I wanted, I believed, believed in it. We have a lot of companies out there where we have children running their family business. I could have done that if I wanted to, but I chose my own path.
Wow, you chose your talent.
Yeah,
to expand.
Yeah, with talent, and then like I said, my career started on radio. I worked on radio for a number of years, and then I got involved with cinema advertising when the new cinema. The multi-complex came into Fiji with Village 6. I had the opportunity to work for a New Zealand-based company. I had to travel to New Zealand to work there, come back here to work here at Village 6. We started the advertising with Village Cinemas in Fiji. Okay. We did it for 11 years. And then after 11 years of cinema, in between, after 4 years of cinema, we were sold out in cinema. And then I thought that, we needed to do something more because there's nothing else I could sell. So we branched out into outdoor advertising in 2004, and from one billboard today, we've managed to put over 200 billboards Fiji-wide. And
thank God for all the hard work. It's paying off now.
We've got bus-shelters, billboards, digital screens now. So and then we managed to grow into the other markets as well, in Samoa and Vanuatu. So it's been a good journey so far.
दोस्तों साथियों, चार्ल्स वेकम इज़ अ टिपिकल एग्जांपल ऑफ अ पर्सन हुज गॉट टैलेंट, और टैलेंट के ज़रिए से इन्होंने बहुत सारे काम की है, जिसके ज़रिए से आज ये इस पद पर बैठे हैं जहाँ पे यू कैन ऑल्सो से ही इज़ अ सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन. लेकिन इसके अलावा इसके दिल के अंदर एक खोट है, और खोट तो नहीं हम उस तरह से कहना चाहते हैं, लेकिन खोट उस तरह से टैलेंट के जरिए से हम कहना चाहते हैं कि कूट के टैलेंट भरा हुआ है इंसान में. अगर आप देखेंगे इज अ वेरी हम्बल पर्सन, वेरी नॉर्मल डाउन टू अर्थ पर्सन, बट इज गॉट loads of talent. Now tell me about Bad Boys. You started Bad Boys.
The brand Bad Boys, it started from radio. We formed a team on radio called the Bad Boys radio show, and then which created a big hype in Fiji. Then we took the Bad Boys onto stage, and then at that time we just the team, the Bad Boys team. We toured with other bands in Fiji, but the brand was the Bad Boys. People wanted to come and see the Bad Boys on stage. Then in 2004, I thought I started the Bad Boys shows around 1997.
Wow.
97. Then from 97 to 97 to 2003, we toured with other groups. We had the Bad Boys with Mastana's orchestra or other orchestras that would have in Fiji. Would hire them to put together the show. Then in 2004, I formed the Bad Boys band, the orchestra, Bad Boys Orchestra, and we became bigger, as in the whole Bad Boys brand from radio formed into a group. So we toured the entire Fiji.
Quite famously,
And all the weddings, we did all the weddings, and then after 3 years of forming the Bad Boys group, we were based. The group was based in Lautoka. The band was based in Lautoka. I was with the other team members. So I would go to Lautoka and do shows with the band, or they would come to the eastern part of Fiji, and we would go traveling, doing all the wedding functions, everything. And then later we formed another group, another Bad Boys in the east. So we had two Bad Boys band, one in Lautoka, and we had the Bad Boys East in Suva. So the Bad Boys brand went from 15 members to 30 members plus.
So you were managing two bands at the moment?
Managing two bands. So there would be times when the bands would perform at the same time. So I would travel between the two centers, but most of the times they would perform on their own. So I would be in either the eastern group or the western group. And then later we had to shut one down because there was just so much load, and then the commitment of the practice and for me to go back and forth. So I found it easier that we focus with the bigger group, the eastern group, Bad Boys East. तो हमने क्या किया, हमने लोटोका बैंड को बंद किया. So which was very sad, but at the time too, I think it was important that we shut it down as well, because the members needed a break as well, and I think a few of them had their own plans, so it was easier that we shut down the western group and just focus in the Suva group. And when we did that, we made the Suva group bigger. It still is the number one band in Fiji in terms of quality. Never compromise with quality. The music is really to that standard. And when you hear the music and you watch the performance, we give the people a feel of
Bollywood.
Yeah, Bollywood and also local talent.
Good entertainment.
How good it is. Let's just say we're not cheap in terms of charging the audience, but I receive calls, and it's normal Fiji practice. Kitna best karega. They're always asking for discount. So we charge around $2,500 for 1 3-hour gig.
Wow.
In Fiji, So we have families asking us, can you give us a better deals? Okay, we can probably do it around 2.4, 2.3. But then we have people saying, oh, but I can get another band for $1,000 or $650. So then we have to explain to them that
you pay for quality.
Yeah, there's difference between that band and our band. It's like there's a big cost difference if you buy a Kia and a Mercedes. So we never compromise with quality. We make sure that we give them full entertainment. And I always tell the audience के जब आप Bad Boys orchestra Bad Boys team group को book करेंगे, हम आपको एक band नहीं एक show देंगे. So this is what the other groups don't give. We give them music, live music. We give them full on stage lightings. We give them dancers, give them comedy, and also I throw in giveaways. I make sure कि जो audience है वहाँ पर वो हमारे साथ टिका रहे show में, we give them a feel of a full-fledged show and allow them to be part of the show. When we make them dance and I all of a sudden I'll tell them tonight for the best dancer we'll give you $100 cash or we'll give you a voucher.
A lot of audience interaction.
Yeah, so I would have all these vouchers with me where I'll give the audience a free meal at some certain restaurant or accommodation at some hotel in the western side.
So I think the audience should understand here, because based on the cost, these giveaways are involved.
Yeah, these giveaways.
So at the end of the day, they're cheap, aren't they?
Yeah, and we want the people, when they come to the function or when they come to watch the show, we want them to go back remembering what a wonderful, fantastic night. The bride or the bridegroom, the wedding was. We want the families especially to remember that. And
it's a once of a lifetime wedding.
That so and so's wedding was so wonderfully done. The music, the entertainment. So we give them the best.
Charles, you have been known for taking out voices, there's a cuttings here which says 24 different voices. How do you work in this? Is it a talent? Of course it is a talent, but do you practice for it, or did you started off with
this article? This article came out in the year 1996. That's when I started work on Naftarang. I was based in Lotoka. So the guy Sudesh Kishan who did this article,
19 back then.
Yeah, he put it on the front page of the Fiji Times because, like I said, at that time no one had this talent in Fiji.
Yeah,
I was the first to do voices, and at that time I recall I had 24 voices, but today over the years, back 1996 and now 2016. The voices have tripled, in terms of there's so many characters. It's all about characters. You could do a Fijian character, Chinese character. Apart from the Bollywood stars, there's other characters too. You can do just thinking of the lifestyles that people have. You can all of a sudden, if I'm on stage, I can turn myself into a beggar. And have and imitate the beggar's personality and try and get into an old character or typical Indian character from Bollywood, or you become a French character. So
is there a switch somewhere?
It's the switch is over there. God, God's allowed it to happen. So and I respect that the talent is given me.
Yep.
And due to that respect,
I can see here there's a mimicry artist gets kicked out for imitating. What was that article about?
That article came out in the living column of the Fiji Times later. This article came out in 2002 or 3, I think. Yeah, this was a story about what people enjoy doing in life. So for me, I enjoy going on stage and doing voices and doing different stuff,
different characters.
Things that people watch, they listen to, and they say, "Wow, how does that person do that?" I always wanted to do things differently to others while working on radio. I wanted to make my radio show sound different and make people talk about what they.
You wanted to stand out, something
so,
different.
And on stage, I do the same. I make sure that on stage, if I'm doing a voice, if I'm trying to imitate an animal or imitating a sound of a machine, I should come as close as possible. Now for example,
Would like to share a bit.
While growing up, as little kids, people say, हम कुत्ता कह भूखे मांगता है, I want to bark, I can bark. Or some people go woof, 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 woof. But I believe if you want to bark, if you want to bark, and you say that मैं कुत्ता का आवाज निकालना चाहूँगा, so that sound has to sound like a dog. So in my mind, I make it 100% commitment in my mind that sound has to come out 99% as close as what the sound they're trying to give out. So I got if I ask you, as a kid growing up, you would have barked like a dog in your life. So let's try. So exactly. So that's how you did. But so I did it differently. I made sure that my bark was, when people listen to it, they say, "Wow, that sounds like a dog."
You can do a bulldog or chihuahua or anything. Bada kutta, chota kutta.
The dog that I do is probably like a German Shepherd. See, it has to sound. The sound has to come when people out there, when they listen, that sounds like a dog. So I've been to places where I would do that. People look around and think that there's a dog somewhere, but it's the sound that you give out.
What is the sound that you enjoy taking out? Is there any particular sound or effects or mimicry that you really enjoy doing it?
Yeah, all the sounds are different. There was, while growing up, in primary school days, I used to take it as a challenge to do the actors' voices. So I think every sound I did, I enjoyed. Maybe the one that probably was the toughest was probably the motorbike. The motorbike sound, and in terms of voiceovers.
Because I remember you did a show in Australia where you did a motorbike and it went on for ages.
Yeah,
it requires a lot of practice and breath.
And on stage you have the effects there, reverb, you have double delay, so you can play with the mic. And, while you throw a sound with still going with reverb, you can breathe in and do another sound over it, like so. We'll demonstrate all that. So on stage is different, but without, like in open air like this, without any sound effects, it can be a little tough.
So when you're performing on the stage, you make sure that you have got a good sound engineer.
Here, it's important that the sound engineer knows that, especially when I do the full set of
sound effects.
Yeah, the vocal vision when I'm sending through one sound. When there's a scene, there's a scene I do where this guy comes on a horseback, and then he comes on a horse, and then the gate opens, and then he takes the horse inside. So, and then there's a racing car scene. So there's two racing cars. So when I'm sending one racing car,
the other one comes.
The sound engineer must allow some reverb to let that car go, so that I can throw in another sound to make it sound like they're crossing each other. So it's important that the sound engineer knows on which part of the act what form of sound effects I'm required. And then it ends up with a train. So in the train, he'll send the sound from speaker to speaker. So
pan it across.
Yeah, pan it from left to right. So when the audience are listening, they'll hear the train. Like it'll start off. They'll hear the train with the engine, starting at the station, and then when it's on the rail, really on full speed, you can hear the sparks coming out of the train, and also from
one speaker to the other.
Yeah, from left to right or right to left. You actually in the audience when you're sitting watching and listening, you'll hear the train coming from the left and going to the right, or from the right going to the left. So all that is part of the act that creates the atmosphere to and allowing the people to have that actual feel that they're sitting in the train, and the whole the whole atmosphere is all you hear is loud the sound of the steam train really taking off.
Have you tried the 5.1? But I suppose I don't know if there is quite any.
I've not tried the 5.1, but because
you mix it up in an act.
It's we have the front house speakers that they're playing it, but that's all you get on the stage shows.
So now, where are you taking the Bad Boys, which you have formed? I think the Bad Boys Reloaded or something.
Yeah, the Bad Boys Orchestra. I took a break in 2010. We performed right from 2004 2003 when we formed the group till 2010. I took a break because of my workload, and then now from 10 till now, 6 years later, the musicians were there. They're all waiting. They're waiting for me to give them the green light to collect the group together. So luckily enough, March this year, I came to a stage in my life that I could start off with the band again, and get the boys out there again. So that happened. So we changed the name of the band from Bad Boys, from the Bad Boys Orchestra. We've now come back to the new name of the group is the Bad Boys Band Reloaded.
So you've
basically.
How do you do it?
Reloaded and ready with the new generation.
Just to keep up with the coming talents. Yeah.
And now there was a time I remember during October and December. We did 35 shows
back to back,
non-stop, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Do you miss that?
Oh, we do. We miss it a lot because there's a lot of traveling and meeting the different people and all the different weddings, and for me to set up the band and put in the lights and perform and watch the the expressions on the people's faces and meet the different people. Different races is very important. Because we come as close as that in the weddings where you're performing, like one-to-one, and you just be yourself with the audience.
So where do you intend, Yaniki, you अपने Reloaded Orchestra form की है, back to the Bad Boys? What do you think of taking them these days now? What's the plan? इनका future क्या है?
Well, the Bad Boys Band Reloaded, we've already received a number of bookings. We've already started performing, and it's amazing that the boys just came back with a bang straight into it. I've
seen the boys, and you've got quite a good lineup of musicians amongst the good breed.
The musicians are, they know the job. They're not new,
and then of course
they're very experienced musicians of
and
Fiji.
They know Charlie as well.
Yeah, well, I come in as the brand. I come in as the marketing side, which is my strength. So it's the people of Fiji. They know the brand. So the brand has been heavily promoted. It's like when today as an example from a marketing point of view, in the villages. They'll give you, the parents will give the children money, go and buy a Colgate. But they'll come up with, McLean's or Spearmint.
Okay,
whatever toothpaste comes, whatever toothpaste, that's Colgate. So because they remember that brand. So when it comes to the band in Fiji, the band that if we've done 35 shows from October to December, so you can imagine how much shows we've done over the years. We've performed in all functions, and we've certainly made ourselves a mark in the market. So when people think of entertainment, they have the trust with the Bad Boys and myself as an individual, because they've heard me over the years on radio. They've seen me perform in Fiji on different shows and overseas as well to those Indians Fijians that have left Fiji. So the brand is there. They know they can trust this brand. So that's why we get all these major bookings.
Yeah. Now I've also observed and also known that you have promoted a lot of artists in Fiji. How do you handle this, and what do you think of the local artists here in Fiji that are upcoming, who want to sing, want to perform, dance?
There's a lot of talent out there, but like me, I was lucky enough that I got myself a break, and I worked my way through the market, and I met the right people at the right time to take me forward. So I wish to help the local talents, those who have a gift. So so it's important that we've come to the stage that we should promote them too, because if not, there'll be no one to help them. The system. I was there once.
Yes.
You see, so I want to do the same that was done to me by those wonderful people that I met in my career, that were associated with my talent. I was very fortunate that my talent was different, that I managed to travel overseas and showcase my talent to those overseas as well. And as a mimicry artist, there's very few in Fiji, like I mentioned earlier. I have done it right. I have done it to the best of my ability. If I still believe that there's more for me to find within me, if I was in India or if I was in America and this is all I focused on, I would have done so much more. But because it's just a part of me in my career that I can only do so much. But what all I have done is there. If I had more time to do more, I know, because you keep learning all the time.
True, very true. Yeah.
Little sounds, that I picked up over the years. Doors opening and listening to babies cry. Just these little sounds I have picked up.
Now, if
over the
I'm
years.
not mistaken, there was a movie made here some years back, and there was some sound effects needed in that film, and I believed. There's a smile coming up in your face because I just remembered something.
I just went back to those days. The movie was Kanun Chirishta.
Yeah.
So what had happened? The movie Kanun Chirishta was directed by
Vishwanaidu, yeah.
Vishwanaidu. So he had all these local actors in it. They could, they could act. They could act, but there's a difference in acting and at the same time delivering.
Delivering the dialogue.
The dialogue. You as a villain, you need to have that voice too. If you are, if you are in that role. So here you have a villain, but the villain didn't have the voice.
It didn't have the effect of it.
Yeah. So. Or the different characters in the movie, they found it hard to do the delivery of the dialogue. So I got roped in, and I was asked if I could voice different local, characters, and that's what I did. I went behind the microphone and I would.
So some of the characters you voiced over for them.
I voiced over.
Okay.
I had to give them, their lines.
You made them look real.
I made them look. I made them look macho. With their voice and we have a squeaky character, and I would look at the face and I would put a voice, on that face. So here you have a guy, with a squeaky. With a sharp face, and he was a villain. So I had to put exactly. So I had to put a voice that would suit his face and bring in some comedy. So that was an experience, But and like I said, because we grew up in Fiji, and that movie they wanted to do Sudh Hindi. So the actors, they acted, but they couldn't do the Sudh Hindi. So I had to help them out and throw in the Sudh Hindi dialogues.
Now, what has been your major challenge in your life as Charles Wakeham, in talent or business? What has been a big challenge for you?
Big challenge for me would be, I think making myself a mark in the market, in Fiji with the company, Go Advertising. We've really made the brand really strong. So
branded it now.
And that was a big challenge for me over the years, to keep doing the best in the market. And today we've come to this level that when our clients they think outdoor, they think Go Advertising. We are we're very fortunate to have that position in the market in Fiji and Samoa, where all our billboard sites are all sold. They're all rented out, and and the clients are getting the mileage that they require for their products. So that's been my biggest challenge in terms of my my career, my work. But the other challenge in talent would be to maintain the music part of it, to the musical talent, the musicians, and to keep the Hindi music alive in Fiji. Because I told the boys when we shut the band down in 2010, and part of the reason also, we had issues, boys coming for practice.
Time
and yes, it's a lot of commitment.
True.
I'd invested a lot in the equipment, instruments, sound. We had the best sound. I'd invested a lot in our transportation, and then the boys would not come. No, not all of them, but there were a few of them there.
I suppose that was an era where you passed out.
Yeah,
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and I think it happened for a reason, and from that time, I focused more on the business, and I realized that if I hadn't done that, the business would not grow to where it is today.
Actually, as a matter of fact, in psychology, and there's a lot of people that have written books that if you are focusing on something which is not working, you refocus on something.
Yeah.
Take the time out, and then you come back into that scene again. You can be more successful. I think it's part of a business plan. One of the entrepreneurs were talking, so I was just listening. So that's a bit of a good experience, I suppose.
And then if you put your heart and mind in it, if you do it with your heart and soul, and not for the sake of it, you will be successful. You'll make it happen. It's like my mimicry career. While growing up and doing mimicry, I had told myself that time that I will do this voice, or I will ensure that I go to that show and I will come out a winner, and I did.
Any competitions you went in?
That's how I went into my first competition was in 1989. At that time, it was a talent quest.
Okay.
So I got picked from the talent quest. I was only, like I said, 12 years old. And I went in, and it was new talent. People looked at me. I was that young, 12 years old, and I was doing the voices of Shakti Kapoor and Om Prakash and Amitabh Bachchan.
All the filmy ones.
Yeah, so that was when the 24 voices came in. That article around that, around that time. That's where my career started with the actors' voices. So I had put my mind and soul into it, and I would make sure that I'll do it. And I went to the competition. I won the competition. The next thing, I was offered to go and perform with Gyan Singh's Melody Maker with Karishma. Karishma's dad. So he's a wonderful man. He put a lot of people on stage. So Mr. Gyan Singh took me on stage, and I performed with them. And I learned a lot from his group. Just the feel to be on stage with the full-on Indian audience.
Like Gyan Singh, during that era, there were probably some other people that you met that you would like to acknowledge as part of your entertainment career.
Ronald J. He's still around, still seeing. I met Eddie Wilson, Ronald J, Karishma herself. She was the star of the show. So I met them, and I met the other members from His Masters Orchestra, which in those days there's only two bands: Melody Makers or His Masters Orchestra.
Okay.
So these two bands were
at par with each other.
Yeah. So, but they had His Masters was more of classical and original, and Melody Makers was more of the fun kind of group, where you could there's full-on and temple lightings and costumes, but His Masters was more like an orchestra,
Okay.
I would say His Masters was like at that time the Rafi, and you had the Rafi kind of show, and where it was strict, and then you had
Kishore Kumar.
And you had the Kishore Kumar
type.
Yeah,
entertainment. Yeah.
So, but I enjoyed it very much, and then I got the experience from the watching those groups and performing in those groups, and then later I filtered through and opened up my own group, and here we are still
I would like you to request you. Since being so busy away at work as well, share a little bit of your sound effects or things that you do that a lot of people like myself have missed a long time ago, or missed track of it being in Australia, overseas. Yeah. That share a little bit, if you may.
Well, see, my career, Well, it started off with the actors' voices. I watched this video, Shri Devi Night, stage show that took place in, I believe, Mumbai. And then this guy, he came on stage and he was mimicking. He was doing all these voiceovers of stars. So when I watched him, I said, "Wow, that's a new talent. I'd never seen someone do that." And then I enjoyed watching the Police Academy series where we had Michael Winslow. The American bloke. He was doing all these sounds of machines and characters and robots. So I mixed it. I took Michael Winslow's voiceovers and I took the Bollywood stars and I put them together and I made a show of my own talent. So see, my vocal cords, I'm able to tap them. Rattle them, that's how they've been all throughout the years. So that rattle has helped me do the sound effects.
I can do it.
No, you can do it. If you
try.
keep trying and you just get into it and if you tell yourself you can do it, you'll do it somewhere. So I got fascinated because I enjoyed it. So I would, those days you had a Walkman, you record stuff on the Walkman, like the voices of the actors, and whole night I would listen to the voices every frame. I would listen to them every inch of the vocals I would listen to, and I would mimic that sound. That sound, I would make sure to take out the sound exactly how I listened to it. So the whole night I would listen to the sounds. So the sound effects, little sounds. I would, it started from little doors. See, all these little sounds, the doors opening, gates opening. So they started from the little rattle, and then from the vocal cords, I started doing the machines, the motorbikes, the chainsaw, the brush cutter, So I practice over the years, and once you learn a voice, it's like it's like a hard drive. It gets stored in the hard drive. So every sound that I've learned is stored. So. Little sounds, like when you're watching movies, and I would imagine sounds in my mind. I would always imagine sounds of your own, like when you watch the Indiana Jones movie and this guy's trying to throw a rope on a horse, or if there's a scene, there's a guy that's got a hook and there's a rope. So if you just imagine that, and this is how I would do it now. You're holding this rope with a hook, and you're trying to spin it and throw it, and that sound, that the spinning sound, and when it travels and then it clips, it hits the target. So all that I would picture it in my mind, and then I would put it into sound. So as an example, how I would do one sound, like when you're shooting a movie, you're trying to put in sound to every frame. Like some sounds are not there, but you create it. So I would create those sounds in my head, like the rope. So on mic, if I have the microphone, and I would do that, and the actions would go with it. So that's how I would create the sounds. Or and then I would go. I would go to my friend's place and the baby's crying. I listen to the baby, and all the babies are different. So one baby sound I remember was. So that's my version of really so a week-old baby just born and wanting milk. So and then. The horses, over the years I would listen to the horse sound, and then you change the way, like the horse is coming from a distance, then the frame cuts to it comes you close by, so from the distance, See? So all those sounds I would create. And then a bit of wind, and then there's a bird. See? Flying off,
So you picturize the actual scene and
and then you throw it out there
pieces
and let them, picture it themselves.
Get the whole scene out of it.
Yeah, so there's sounds everywhere. You can, the opening a door for car, keys. So you can do, and the helicopter. I used to enjoy the helicopter. Different types of helicopters, So this is chow. So on the mic, with a big sound, you can just and just throw it out there to the people and let them hear it in big sound. Communication on radio, telephone. Radio calling RTD copy. Radio calling RTD copy. Over. Acknowledging radio. A dog's body. A hunch in the sun. Mayday. So
the whole scene,
just create all this stuff, and then you have the motorbike, and from the vocal cords, the rattle. This used to be my favorite. Favorite because it was different. I had my own created sound of the motorbike, and then on the shows people would listen to it and they would enjoy it.
It's amazing, eh? Now with a load of talent, with a wealth of talent, there's so many new artists that are coming in Fiji, and that you come across. A message to them, Charles. What's the message for them that are coming up, or they're trying to be like yourself, or they're trying to follow your footsteps, or are mimicry artists, or singers, or musicians? What's your message to them?
My message would be simple, just go out there and give it your 100%. Don't shy with talent. If you have a talent, come forward and be part of the people that are performing. Come to get in contact with them. And tell them that this is what you want to do, this is what you have. So just God bless you all, and just
do it.
Just do it, and
just go with it.
Just go with it, and once you're there, and just help the others, help the others prosper and come up,
And in the end, the message I would like you to give to all those audiences that are watching abroad, that don't know you or are becoming to know you through your talent, or who have seen and passed the messages on, a nice piece of word.
Well, before I finish off, we did a bit of the sound effects. I would like to share a bit of the actors that we didn't touch upon.
Yep.
From the actors' voices, today Shah Rukh Khan is my favorite, and Amitabh. So like I said earlier, I like to do my best to the voices. So give it the 110% to the audience. So with the voice that I found really tough to do was Shah Rukh Khan's voice.
Yeah.
But I managed to get the hang of it. So this is a little scene from the movie Pardes. Shah Rukh Khan is all, he's all bleeding and he's all beaten up, and then he's been asked by the people that by Amrish Puri that kya rishta hai tumhara Ganga ke sath. Ganga is Mahmood Chaudhary, and this is what Shah Rukh Khan says. But sach kya bataiye, sach kya hai? And this is how Shah Rukh Khan delivers the dialogue with the bleeding face. Sach तो आप जानना नहीं चाहते हैं, सच तो आप जानना नहीं चाहते हैं, क्योंकि सच ये है कि जब औरत दौलत और ताकत की वजह से जितना ही बड़ा हो जाता है, उतना ही वो सच और असलियत से दूर होता जाता है. वो समझता है कि जो उसने किया वही ठीक है, और जो उसने सोचा वही सच है, और आपके साथ भी ऐसा अवसर आए, बड़े तो आप बन गए, लेकिन खुद के मामले में जरा छोटे रह गए, क्योंकि सच ये है, सच ये है कि आपने खुद से झूठ बोला कि गंगा जैसी हिंदुस्तानी लड़की आए आपकी फ्रेंड में लड़की की पत्नी बन सकती, और और इस झूठ को सच करवाने के लिए आपने मुझसे भी झूठ बुलवाया और मैं आपकी सैनों को बोझ देने दबा हुआ झूठ पर झूठ बोलता चला गया बोलता चला गया कि राजीव बहुत अच्छा लड़का है. So yeah, so that just this each frame was pretty hard to put together, but I managed to. And then once you learn the voice, then all the rest, you can do the same tone, अरे परम बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया यहाँ बनाने के लिए दोस्त. अरे मैं बहुत अच्छा लगा तुमसे बात करने के बाद और ऐसा लगता है कि आज आप यहाँ पर आपने जो कुछ किया हमारे साथ बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आपको भी. So you can put that, that tone in. So that's one voice, but. Like I said, if you do everyone, there's a lot of time, but so, all those years, all the actors, right from the old Om Prakash, Dilip Kumar, Raj Kumar, Amitabh Bachchan, right to Shah Rukh Khan, and we have Amitabh still there. So
any new ones that you put your hands on?
Not really. See, the new actors are not like the old actors, the old actors, they had style, if you think of Amitabh, people know his voice. But if you sit here right now, you ask you, hey, how does Ranbir Kapoor sound like? So you can't really make out. How it doesn't come that fast.
Appealing, it's not appealing.
But if you say, hey, how does Amitabh sound like? Hey, Salah, hey, अच्छा लगता है मालूम. तेरे तुमसे बात की हम यहाँ पर आज बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे. hey, परम शिवन जब तुम यहाँ से लौट कर जाओगे, मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप हमें याद करें. You see, so it's it's got
a bit of a oomph in it, no?
Yeah, if I love the voice, I will do the voice. That's how it is. Yeah.
Any favorite one of the Bollywoods, or you just do all of them?
The
Shah Rukh Khan is your favorite.
Shah Rukh Khan is good because Shah Rukh Khan is different styles. Shah Rukh Khan is the romantic star, and then he's done so many different styles. There
was a film release called PK. Did you watch the film? It was Amir Khan.
No, I missed the movie. I missed the movie.
You've done Amir Khan before?
No, I've never done Amir Khan. But I know that his voice is not hard. Like I said, if I listen to his voice, I can do his voice on stage. In fact he's one actor that people would recognize because styles, and Salman Khan is the same. But
Well, Charles, it has been a pleasure talking to you, and it has been wonderful that you have given us your time. आपने अपना कीमती वक्त निकाल कर बिजी होते हुए ये शेयर किया संगीत दर्पण के, और साथ साथ में हमारे जो टैलेंट टूर मैं कर रहा हूँ फिजी के दौरान. कोई मैसेज अंत में जाने से पहले?
बस God bless you all viewers, and enjoy the show, and hope to see you all in a stage show one day in Sydney or anywhere around the world.
Thank you, Charles. Welcome, man.
Thank you, Param.
Ladies and gentlemen, मैं हूँ परम शिवन यहाँ से, और it's over and out, and you've been part of this tour. So until I bring you another artist, until then, goodbye and namaste.